Possibly the biggest fear of many people in relationships beginning college or during other great transitional periods in their lives is having to begin long distance. According to a study by the American Counseling Organization, approximately 75% of college students have been in a long distance relationship, making it quite a common issue for those in this demographic. And a number of main issues arise for long distance couples in general, such as feeling a sense of loneliness, lack of intimacy, and an increased sense of distrust in one another, as explained by psychologist Stephen Betchen, DSW, in his 2014 book, Magnetic Partners. Now, with such discouraging statistics as this, it is entirely understandable the apprehension all of you who are in or will be in a similar situation may feel. Not having physical in-person contact can be very detrimental to the closeness with your partner, and a disconnect, as Stephen Betchen states. So given all of this, why should I even bother with long distance? So before I delve into my main points, I think it'd be important to inform that in terms of personal experience, I think I can speak well on the topic, as I've been in a successful long distance relationship for 8 months. It's definitely tested us, but as you will soon see, it can be entirely worth it. Though long distance is understandably presumed to be a difficult and challenging situation to undergo, the information I will present coming from the likes of reputable psychologists such as Angelina Cruz from USC Santa Barbara, PhD psychologist Andrea Bonyor with information on mindset, and Mark Traver, PhD, on the proper forms of communication one can employ during a relationship of this distance. Our first piece of information comes from Angelina Cruz, as I said, a student psychologist at UC Santa Barbara, with her online newspaper PsychAlive. She states here that long-distance relationships can be extremely rewarding for a myriad of reasons, including 1. Putting greater value on the limited time that you spend with your partner. 2. Increased creativity with ideas such as dates and activities due to your limited forms of communication. And even allowing greater individual growth and improvement due to the freedom and autonomy that such a relationship can bring. This can lead to greater maturity from both parties that will benefit the relationship later on. Now, understanding that it's worth it, how does one even maintain a relationship of such a distance? Glad you asked. Now, there's not one key to keep a long-distance relationship strong. In fact, there's a number of things that must happen to keep both parties happy. According to PhD psychologist Andrea Bonyor, things like a positive mindset change, such as viewing this experience as a growing opportunity rather than a major inconvenience, can be greatly helpful. Having similar goals and values in life, such as viewing this distance as a temporary start to a great adventure or a great commitment, can be great. Having these similar goals can keep you connected throughout the journey. And frequent, if not daily, communication is obviously very important with texting or calling. Now, speaking of calling, making use of technology to maintain open communication is highly, highly important to bring a sense of trust that could be missing due to your geographical distance. Knowing how to properly communicate can greatly boost the bond with your partner. According to Mark Travers, PhD psychologist from the popular forum Psychology Today, there are 3 main forms of talk that can be important for a balanced wave of conversation within a long-distance relationships. Firstly, friendship talk. This includes casual everyday conversations such as an explanation of your day, small talk such as this, joking around, and in general miscellaneous topics. Because, your partner should be your best friend, right? Problem talk. This can be a time where either side can explain subjects that are bothering them, such as a negative part of their day that they need to vent about, or discussing relationship issues. This can be a space for resolving and problem solving in general. Finally, and this is possibly the most important type of talk for a romantic relationship, is love talk. Love talk is where you show your appreciation and love for your partner. This comes in the form of words of affirmation, romantic quality bonding, like virtual dates, and compliments, flirting, stuff like that. Despite the initial challenges that come with a long-distance relationship, it can be very enriching to create an increased emotional closeness and allow each other to grow individually. Mindset changes and taking advantage of the modern forms of communication such as FaceTime, and other forms of texting iMessage can allow for strengthening of bonds. Also, being aware of the multiple forms of communication allow for the filling of gaps caused by distance. And thank you, that is my presentation.